Taoist Magic Talk Show brought to you by Taoist Master จี师傅 and 天日 Dragon Taoism ผู้亮天尊 Hi everyone, this is your G Sifu right here, and today we're going to talk about wealth Feng Shui for wealth. Okay, so I expect you to know what is Feng Shui in general, right? So I'm not going to dig into that topic, but I'm going to talk about how does it work, and does it actually work, and well, what are they doing that actually brings in wealth, and what is the wealth? Okay, so if you think that by doing some kind of Feng Shui rituals or like setups or whatever, right, things, and then you will have money, then you might as well just, forget about it. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Personal experience and also knowledge, because a lot of people do not know what wealth actually is in Feng Shui perspective. We are all into like, oh, wealth equals money, right? Good business, money. Okay. But you cannot do rituals, magic, Feng Shui to bring money. You see, money comes from people, right? And it comes from a way, like you need to have a job and then you work for someone, then you get paid and there goes the money. Or you have to do business and then get money. It comes from people. Money don't come by itself. No matter how much, like how many magic or Feng Shui setups you do, if you just sit at home and do nothing, how can money come to you, right? That's the thing. However, when we talk about wealth in Feng Shui or in magic, there are three different kinds of wealth. The first type, okay, it's what we call the sky wealth. It's also your pre-heaven wealth. Those energies coming from the pre-heaven parties, such as your own spiritual planetary body. This thing that comes in, it gives you what we call light. The light, what does it do to you? It opens up your path, your vision. I'm not talking about like, vision as in like how good your eyes are seeing. I'm talking about, can you actually see life in a way? There are potentials that you cannot see. Maybe like someone look at you and say, oh, you have the potential in programming. And you're like, oh, I don't see it. But that guy sees it, right? If you actually invest your time into programming, you might do well because that guy sees the potential in you, that kind of seeing. If you have good amount of light, you will be able to like see where your life should go, what you should be doing next, what is good to invest on. A very good example is people who invest into business. Okay, if these people want to do Feng Shui or magic for wealth, they need this kind of wealth. Because you see, if you're investing into business, stock, and things like that, you're putting a lot of money into like something that you think or see that is worthwhile, and you see its future, right? That kind of seeing. There are some big boss out there, business owner, business people, they have good vision. They see, the next trend is this. To them, it just makes sense. I can see, obviously, that's the next thing coming up. So we're going to put lots of money in it, and eventually they earn a lot. Most people don't see it. Most people just go with the flow and, everyone buy this, we buy this too. Maybe you have like bad vision. So you're like, oh, people tell you to, oh, you should invest in this too. It's like growing so fast. And you're like, no, I don't see it. I will do good in that kind of vision. Then you lose the opportunity. The sky wealth gives you opportunity and open up your life to different things that can bring you better things in the future. Okay, and this you cannot even buy on Amazon. It's not something you can use money to buy. Opportunities is very important. For example, I have a client, and he was offered to go to like this what they call like the breakfast meeting. Hey, it's like a business breakfast. You know, people meet up and talk about it, right? So yeah, this guy is like, yeah, I don't really see the point of going. Okay, well, another guy at the same time went there, and wow, he got lots of opportunities, knowing new people, and then eventually that thing brought him business later on, right? Later on, not that time. You see, the vision is different. The kind of things you will choose to do is different. It affects your decision making because of the vision. That kind of wealth is what we call the sky wealth. The next one is the ground wealth. The ground wealth is the wealth that, like the energy that goes into your soul body. This wealth affects the way you process information, how you think, how you ponder, how you break down things, like, you know, the power that is inside you. And it also pushes you to move as well. It pushes you to take action. There are lots of people that I have seen, they ordain, and I told them to like, open your altar, you know, start doing this, study this. And they just cannot do it. Oh, why? Like, why are they dragging so much? You paid so much to ordain, and then you stop right there, and then you just let it go. Why don't you progress? Because in their life, they don't have that wealth in the ground wealth. They don't have enough of that. And so what happened is that you will have problems taking action. Your thinking pattern or logic will go weird and point you the wrong way. If you have enough wealth, you can process information. You know, some people say, oh, don't tell me so much, I'm overloaded. It's not that you're overloaded, it's just that you cannot process. You lack that wealth. An example is in the classroom, like you're learning in school. So in a classroom, some people listen to the lecture and their mind just like wander off and cannot process. And so they fail the test. Some people, they listen and immediately they can make a sense out of it. Oh, why? Because they don't have the same amount of wealth in their soul. That's the ground wealth. If you have more ground wealth, you could be a smarter person. You can be more intelligent, you know, like a quick brainer. Right? The way you process information, it's going to be better and more beneficial to you. So you can also say, because you have a lot of ground wealth, you can always be able to process or deal with situation the smarter way. So you could avoid being scammed. You can avoid being fall into those setups because you can process the information. Some people are just dumb, you know. They are like, oh, it's a scam. Okay, let me try to click it. This email seems like a scam. Let me click it and see. and then after they click it, oh, shoot, why did I do that? Right? Yeah. Because in their life, they don't have that much ground wealth. So it affects the way they think, and they become more like stupid, like that. The last type is the human kind of wealth. The human kind of wealth, well, isn't that money? No, that's, well, money you can say it is, but it's not really exactly the money. It's more about your physical body condition and how your body will grow. You see, some people are like they eat the same in the same house, you know, like siblings, but somehow, you know, the brother just don't grow as good as the sister. Or maybe the sister is just always sick. But they eat the same thing, they stay in the same house, and they go through about the same life. Each other eat the same thing and same similar habits. How come one of them just always gets sick? And one of them is always skinny. One of them is always too fat. Well, that is the human wealth that determines your physical outcome, the physical growth, the physical development. These three energies are the wealth that we talk about in the Feng Shui. If you listen to my previous show, you might already remember I said about the three main dimensions, the D1, dimension 1, D6, and the D8, right? Compared to your body right now, right? You have your D8, your physical body. You have your D6, which is your soul body, and your D1, which is the energy body that is like where your heart is, right? And your spiritual planetary body is also a D1 element, but it's not local. It's far away from you. So these three elements, how much are you having in them equals the wealth condition. So how does that have to do with Feng Shui? Because Feng Shui, you can do things to push energy around. You can do a setup or something like a ritual to tell your life resource pool, your Yun San, to give you more wealth. Or you can borrow or take wealth from other places. One practice or ritual, whatever you want to call that, I have seen people do. That is not very good idea, but that's what they do. Okay, so this method is like this. They say they're like borrowing the wealth from other places, but it's actually not borrowing. You're like just taking. Okay, so what they're doing is they go from their house and reach outside to the four different directions and find something that is big, something that has like, lots of money, wealth, big, like a library, a big store, something like that. And they will ask that place to borrow some water. So they put that into a jar or like a bottle and they take it home. And then they put these water and blend them with their house, like in-house water, and put it near the entrance. And they do some ritual to activate it, okay? So what are they actually doing? Is this magic? Well, what they're doing, you see, these things that they get from other places, it's not like they bought it, right? They just asked for it. So it's a gift. Now, the energy linkage with those places are still there inside that water. So when you bring it home and put it at your door, okay, your Feng Shui flow, like the pre-heaven energies that goes to your house, always go in from the main door. So what you're doing is like you're putting those things there to say, to like lie to the other places, pre-heaven energy source that, hey, this is also, something you need to power up. So all the other places, their energy will also have to flow to here into your house so that it will increase the kind of energy coming into your house. It's like you're stealing because they don't know why you actually got those things, right? So it's a way to steal energy. And does it work? Yes, it does. It works. But what are you getting? You're getting those sky wealth. Okay, you're borrowing the sky wealth, the pre-heaven energy. It comes into your house, right? Now, can the sky wealth actually be processed or absorbed by you? That's another thing. Because the thing is, okay, let's say this place, it's a restaurant, and you get the water from the restaurant, right? Okay, the wealth that goes into them is supposed to help them to do what they're doing. Cooking, running their business, and so on. These energy come to you, what does it do to you? It might push you a bit more inclined toward opening up your vision on those things. Does it actually help you with what you're doing? What are you trying to get? What are you trying to use this ritual to benefit? Maybe you want to increase your academic grade. Now that doesn't match up, right? It's not going to really help you that much. It's like the wrong kind of energy coming in. It doesn't really help you that much. So let's say you went to a gym that they teach like MMA fighter, and you borrow something from there and you grab the energy home, right? So what does that do to you if you're just a normal person who goes to office and work and sit at your desk all day long? What does that do to you? The energy that goes into them might help you to become a bit more like in the fighter's mindset. So inside your environment, when you work, you might be a little bit more defensive as well. It might change your mindset. Who knows? Hey, you see, these things are not yours. These energy are not yours. They're not meant to be fitting what you need, right? So even you can steal the energy, it might not really fit what you need. And it might not benefit you, or it could harm you because of the wrong thing coming in. You see, because people don't understand Feng Shui and they believe that it's just money that is coming in, which never happened, okay? Then they're having a big problem because you're doing things and it's actually doing something because you're stealing energy, and it will bring other problems when you only know half side of the story. You see, this is what we mean by wealth in Feng Shui. It's the energy. The pre-heaven energy coming in, the spiritual energy coming in, those are the wealth. So, what is the right way of getting the wealth and such? Well, in Feng Shui, okay, you always need to understand one thing, is that you need a source. What is the source that you're taking from and deploying to your life? You put a setup at your home, right? The setup is just like a message to tell the source what you want. Oh, put a dragon here, put some stone here, put some coin here. What does that mean? It's just a message. It's a message for the source to understand what to give you. But this seems to be forgotten or unknown by the public, because people think that it is the coin, the stone, the dragon that has that some kind of special power. So you put that thing there, it's going to make you rich. It's not. Okay, you're missing the most important part, is that you need a source to connect to. In the old days, Feng Shui master cultivate a source on their own, or they can be using the source from that family. For example, in the very old days, they do Feng Shui with the family's lineage energy. So in the village, when they do the Feng Shui setup, it's always connected to the shrine that worship the ancestor. So they are very into protecting and upkeeping those altar that they keep for the whole many generations there, because that's where all that power is from that fuels the Feng Shui of the village. And then later on, there are other people who cultivate the energy at altars, and there we go. It's not like you can feed yourself. Feng Shui is about getting another source to feed you and give you extra help. So, I guess we need more episodes into Feng Shui. Okay, guys. Happy New Year again. Make sure you check out the website and TikToks and so on. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.